Well, everyone, this story you're about to hear is utterly wild. And, we do live in a fallen world whereby people worship demons and devils and they put curses on people, you name it. It is quite horrible that this stuff actually exists. I mean, you have Church of Satan, you have Satanists. The devil is worshipped quite considerably, especially when you've got lots of corrupt individuals and those that choose to reject Christ as well. And because of the Charlie Kirk death, or the murder, I should say, there is this one story that actually rattled Erica Kirk directly. And that is of a witch who cursed Charlie Kirk. Now, whether or not you believe that the curse was real is beside the point. What these people are trying to do is they're trying to torture a good Christian couple. And lo and behold, they did it 2 days before Charlie Kirk was killed. Now, I don't know if you want to read into that superstitiously or whatever else, but it just means to me, looking at this, going, we do live in a fallen world. There are demons that exist. There is a spiritual warfare going on, and these people are worshiping a demonic entity, and the one that carried out the killing was a demonic entity. The trans ideology is a demonic entity of itself. So it's somewhat. Now, people may go, Jay, are you saying that the curse was real? I'm saying that we wrestle not against principalities, against powers, but we have things that are unseen that we are battling against. And people can look at that whatever way they want to look at it. But I think that God, what these people intended for bad, God intended for good in the end. And God still ended up winning. So these people thought that by shutting him up, curse or not, they hated Charlie. They wanted him gone. So they, yes, put a curse on him, or these witches put a curse on him. It doesn't mean that the curse worked. It just means that they put a curse on him and they want to get their moment of fame by saying, hey, we put a curse on him. But in saying that, we also live in a fallen world whereby the devil doesn't want someone like Charlie around. So what the devil intended for evil or to destroy, God then made good. Don't know if you realize that. So let's look at this article, shall we? I'm the witch who cursed Charlie Kirk. I want to speak to Erica directly because she deserves to hear the truth. Now, I'm not the first one to break this story. My friends Megan Kelly actually revealed it on her YouTube show as well. But a witch who claims to have been involved in putting a curse on Charlie Kirk before he was killed has revealed she regrets the distress it caused the conservative activist's widow, Erica. Yeah, I don't think these people realize that putting a curse on Charlie Kirk was actually going to eventuate in him being assassinated. Just wanted to point that out. Maybe they wanted it to happen. We don't know, but they still put on their version of a curse. In an interview with the Daily Mail, the spellcaster offered to correspond with her privately about it. The witch, who goes by the name Priestess Lillian, claimed the hex was not intended to physically harm the Turning Point USA founder, and said she did not celebrate the loss of life. Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th, as we know. 2 days earlier, the liberal website Jezebel had published an article detailing how it paid several witches who they contacted on the online marketplace Etsy to curse the Kirks in the days before Charlie was murdered. On Tuesday, Megan Kelly revealed on a YouTube show that Erica Kirk had been genuinely rattled by the Jezebel article. Obviously, because they're messing with demons and false spirits. So she had every right to be uneased about it or rattled. The Kirks were so concerned by it that they asked a Catholic priest to undo the curse the night before the conservative commentator was shot dead. Kelly said, why torture a family like this, a Christian believing family? Why do this vile thing to a young couple? The Jezebel article was titled, We Paid Some Etsy Witches to Curse Charlie Kirk, and it was removed after the assassination. Gee, I wonder why that is. In the anonymous author mused about being able to purchase a curse as easily as one can buy a phone charger. They posed the question, are you interested in punishing Kirk for the years of regressive rhetoric he shouted at America's youth and anyone within earshot? Here at Jezebel, we're about to find out if there's a spell for that. One of the witches they contacted is known as Priestess Lillian. The Daily Mail contacted a witch claiming to be the same Priestess Lillian via email, asked if she would like to apologize to Erica Kirk. She said, "We regret any distress experienced. What we do is done based on an impartial perspective and at a professional level." You've got to be kidding me. That's your apology or your interpretation of the situation. We regret any distress. You're placing a curse. I don't know about you, but if you're placing a curse of any sort on anyone, it's not intended for good. It's not an impartial perspective because you're using that person's name. That's not impartiality to me. Seems like it's very partial to me. It's an impartial perspective, guys. We're not wishing any harm or ill will come to Charlie Kirk, but we're putting a curse on him anyway. And it's totally professional. It's at the highest professional order you can possibly think of. You've got to be kidding me. We respect the widow's feelings and welcome a private conversation to address her concerns. She added, "Our spells are spiritual in nature, and we do not perform actions that are intended to cause physical harm." I don't know about you, but why in the world would you curse someone in the first place? That seems to be like you want to commit some sort of harm. Am I just the one that's like maybe reading into that a little bit too much? I don't think so, but I think curses are supposed to do harm to a person. It's not like, I curse you. I wish good for you, so hence why I'm cursing you. No, it's I curse you, your family name and everything to try and do you harm and no good. These people are nuts. Asked if she believed the spell had any role in Charlie Kirk's death, she said, "I would like to say that a person's life and death always have weight, and we do not celebrate the loss of life. While we cannot and would not claim responsibility for Mr. Kirk's death, we do affirm that the magic we work with in our daily lives is very real." Oh, yes. Demons are very real, my friends. And if you're worshipping a demon, what do you think is going to happen? It's no wonder that the Kirks felt really uneasy about this. Priestess Lillian claimed it was not her who actually cast a spell, but her sister, who goes by the name High Priestess Lemashtu. The Jezebel article described a curse that involved the burning of a photograph of Charlie Kirk. Priestess Lillian said the majority of her work is casting spells for protection and healing, but that summoning demons and communicating with spirits were not inherently evil acts. Right. How do you figure that exactly? Demons are not good, just so you know. There's a reason why we call them demons, because they're from hell. Oh, it's not an evil act at all to associate a demon with hell. That's not evil. Certainly not good. The spiritual community views demons as multifaceted spirits. Well, of course you do, because what else are you going to see them as? You're definitely not going to see them as good because you're worshipping them. And not one-dimensional big bad evils, she said. Right. Why in the world were they cast out of heaven if they weren't evil? They can't be in God's presence in heaven. Mediumship is also perceived as an ethnically neutral practice. Is it effective? Yes. She said, and Lemashtu had received a barrage of death threats. So, of course, that's claimed to be the victim recently and has been banned by Etsy. Etsy did not respond to a request for comment from the Daily Mail. Among a host of cleansing and healing spells, Lillian and Lemashtu also offer hexes and curses. accompanied by a picture of a doll with pins stuck into it. Yeah, it's not evil at all, guys. So why in the world would you get pins sticking them into a doll to try and control them? The specific spells include an infernal justice black magic spell and a generational black magic curse. Again, guys, that doesn't sound evil whatsoever, does it? Other spells promise to destroy their friendship, make them hate each other, and make them lose their job. See, again, these people go, oh, it's very professional. They're not evil acts, not intended to do any harm. So destroy a friendship, make people hate, and make them lose their job. They're not intended to harm anyone. No. They're intended to be good for these people. You've got to be kidding me. It was unclear which one was cast in relation to Charlie Kirk. Which one do you think was cast in relation to Charlie Kirk? Eh? Which one? Indeed. On Tuesday, Megyn Kelly revealed on her show that she had wrestled with whether to reveal the incident because it was so vile and off and odd. Yeah, it is, isn't it? She said, this is what I want the people at Jezebel to know. Erica and Charlie Kirk heard about these curses, and it really rattled Erica in particular. She knew Christian teachings on this subject. She loved Charlie absolutely. She was scared, and when she heard of the curses Jezebel had culled up, so much so that she and Charlie contacted a friend who I believe she said was a Catholic priest and asked him to pray with them and over Charlie the night before he was murdered. She eventually worked it through, and so did Charlie, that, as she told me, weapons will form but not prosper, and that Satan and those witches have no power. In the Jezebel article, the anonymous author wrote, I want to make it clear, I'm not calling on dark forces to cause harm to him. You know, the only reason why you're saying that now is because he's no longer here. It's the only reason why you're doing it. So why in the world do these people exist in the first place? Why in the world are they causing great deals of harm to people? Psychological harm, like that's what it does, and spiritual harm. Our spirits can tell. You're feeling very uneasy. Like I feel very uneasy even reporting on this story. It's not good to mess with demons, right? But they are. And they're trying to humanize a demon and say, oh, it's not actually evil, believe it or not. No, you've lost the plot. In a statement after Charlie Kirk's death, Jezebel said, the story was published on September 8th. Jezebel condemns the shooting of Charlie Kirk in the strongest possible terms. We do not endorse, encourage, or excuse political violence of any kind. Yes, well, of course you're going to say that, aren't you? Not before, but after the fact, because you don't want to be seen as being responsible or involved in any kind of way. We didn't really intend to cause harm with our curses at all. So why do it? Huh? Oh, they're good curses, Jay. They're great curses. The voodoo doll and all that sort of other nonsense. Our spells from the pit of hell is what it's all from. Now, I'm not saying that it actually worked at all, but the devil tried to have his field day and he lost big time. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.